Okay. Ouais, okay, d'accord. Here I speak about my artworks, okay, not my architecture works, only my artworks today. And what I try to say with my artworks is to say, is it necessary to build more? Is it necessary to engage new prototype? And perhaps all the prototype are designed, and they are here, and we just have to find the prototype and to recognize and say this is a prototype, and after I will do design or architecture. So when you're an architect, it's difficult to say that, but when you're an artist, you can say stop building, stop everything, and perhaps we have very interesting things, and we just have to look and to transform perhaps things. It's a part of. And after with social, it's what I said before. I try to work with other people and to find communities. So it could be scientist communities, it can be Inuit people, it can be auto-constructor people. And I try to do fiction or to do drawings or many things, you'll see after, with a community. Ah, you know that. Non. Ah, c'est bien, bien. Yeah, I was in a master, as you are, and we can do CAP. In French, you say CAP. It's to learn to be carpenter. To be okay. I'm not a carpenter, of course, but it was interesting for me because I have a complicity and. With people, when I am an architect and when I build, I am very approach, you say that, with constructor.
So you like to work closely with the constructor?
But I am naturally, because and often when we work, it's an horizontal works. And they can say how to do it. And so for me, this is very interesting because I know it's difficult. I know why you cannot have a straight line because you have a tool who, all these things. So for this, and after it helps to understand l'assemblage. How you put together some element. And when you try to do it and you feel it's easy, you feel it's difficult to have things like this, and it gives you a sense of de l'équilibre, of the static, you know. And but I never built a stair, you know, because this is very difficult when you are a carpenter, because you have to see in the space and you have to draw on the floor 3D things, you know, to. And this, for me, a carpenter are the intellectual of the du chantier, of the building construction, because they see in 3D. And so for architect, it's very good relationship with to have relationship with this specialty, with this constructor. Oui, in the sense of, I don't want to finish my building. This is always a question, to say, no, I don't have to finish it. And if I draw a house for you, you have to finish it, or you have to finish something. But I don't have to draw everything, you know. And so sometimes people doesn't want to finish, but I try to find a way to don't finish the building. And it's what I like in all these pictures. It's that it's not, it looks like not finished construction. And you feel you can do something else and say, here I would like to put something else here. It's not finished, and you have the desire to not to finish, but to continue. And I think when you are an architect, it's interesting to do a project who gives a desire to the inhabitants to continue. after or during the project. This is very difficult, but voilà. Donc je pense qu'il y a un peu de ça. En fait, first when I do this travel, je parle en français, anglais. This travel, first, I live in Brittany, so I live in a very rural space, but I teach in Paris, so I am between urbanity and rurality. And the first time I went to Antarctica, it was one of my bigger travel. It's just because I realized that people from Brittany and for country go to Antarctica to build construction. And so I think, okay, so they know how to construct a building for Brittany, and they go to Antarctica to build des hangars. À chaque fois, je ne sais plus le nom. Hangar, tu dis hangar? Some hangar, as they build it in Brittany. And so I was interested with this transposition, of how savoir-faire, comment ça se dit? Know-how of now. Yeah, so it begins first like this, to go with this question, because when I win this, not competition, but this call for artists, I could choose to go to the north or to go to Antarctica. And to the north of Europe, it's with traditional construction, it's from Denmark, Norwegian styles. Okay, but in Antarctica, there is no styles, there is no people who live there. So it was interesting to see what is the style of architecture. And just now, for the French construction, it's from Brittany, and it's hangars from Brittany who are built there. So there is a lot of, often a bit of humor too, and question about how this savoir-faire go in the world. So after what about my work in France in architecture? I'm not sure it's influenced my works, because I am very contextual. So if I work in Brittany, I'm not going to work as in Australia or so I'm not sure it's influenced. This travel really influences my architectural construction project. Mais je vais réfléchir peut-être. C'est plutôt, it's more my architectural eyes who help me to see artistic things or to see things. Ouais, c'est pas très clair, mais. Perhaps it helped me to work with auto-constructor people, for example, because I built a house with auto-constructor people, and they know my artistic work, and they told me, you're an architect too, so we love your artistic work, so we would like to ask you to build a house for us, and so. After the references, when we tried to do the project, it was this picture you've seen downstairs, and it could influence, yes, yeah. It's like an aesthetic, and they are okay for this aesthetic. They don't want something very clean and very finished. Right. Okay.